Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're now watching TVS Nightline. I'm Muhammad Yusuf, and let us begin with our top story. Now, Gabungan Parti Sarawak will field 82 candidates, including 24 new faces in the upcoming Sarawak election. The total candidates, 47 of them are from PBB, SUPP 19, PRS 11, and 5 PDP. The matter was announced by its chairman, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, fielding in new faces in their 30s and 40s and will give exposure to Sarawak political landscape.
Kerana politik Sarawak adalah politik yang memperjuangkan masyarakat berbilang kaum, berbilang agama, berbilang budaya dan juga keturunan. Dan keduanya, landscape politik Sarawak hanya orang Sarawak yang tahu.
Commenting further, he said the new faces coming from various professionals coupled with experienced incumbents in the party would enable a stable governance in GPS when performing their duties.
Inilah GPS. When we talk, we do it. Kita letakkan orang muda yang mempunyai latar belakang berlainan. Actually, all profession are there in a candidate that we have chosen. This will guarantee continuity for Sarawak.
GPS is confident in winning more seats as compared to the previous excellent performance in the previous state election, winning 72 seats in 2016.
Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS will reveal its election manifesto next Wednesday, December 8, says its chairman, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg.
Manifesto. Saya dengar, you market itu. Manifesto. Manifesto on the 8th. On the 8th.
Abang Johari said the coalition has set its theme Sarawak first.
GPS meletakkan tema kita iaitu Sarawak First dan juga wawasan ekonomi kita yang berlandaskan landscape ekonomi baru yang berteraskan kepada digital ekonomi dan memberi tekanan kepada sustainability dan juga alam sekitar.
GPS comprised of Parti Pesaka Bumi Putra Bersatu PBB, Parti Rakyat Sarawak PRS, Sarawak United People's Party SUPP, and Progressive Democratic Party PDP.
At the same time, PBB Youth Deputy President FAZZRUDIN Abdul Rahman is confident that the people will be able to evaluate the right leaders to govern during the 12th Sarawak state election.
Saya sering berulang kali mengatakan tentang strategi GPS terutamanya, iaitu kita telah memulakan strategi pilihan raya kita sejak pilihan raya lepas, iaitu untuk memberi khidmat bakti terbaik kepada masyarakat from day one after the last election hinggalah ke hari ini. Jadi kita yakin dengan strategi sebegini, di mana kita sering buat engagement dengan masyarakat, membantu keperluan masyarakat. Ini sedikit sebanyak memberi impak yang begitu kuat bagi kami menghadapi pilihan raya yang akan datang nanti. Dan itu strategi yang paling utama sekali. Selain daripada jentera-jentera pilihan raya yang harus bergerak daripada rumah ke rumah, membuat program daripada satu kampung ke satu kampung yang lain, tetapi bergantung kepada SOP yang bakal ditetapkan.
In addition, he is also confident of the strength of the existing machinery for the programs that have been planned beforehand. In fact, using his 5-year experience as Tupong assemblyman, he is not worried about the existence of new parties.
Kita sering melihat setiap kali pilihan raya pasti ada parti-parti baru ataupun parti yang menjanjikan pelbagai manifesto mereka, menjanjikan pelbagai janji pilihan raya mereka. Tetapi saya yakin setelah sejarah 22 bulan PH memerintah, sebelum itu mereka menjanjikan pelbagai perkara. Dan mereka terdiri daripada bekas Perdana Menteri, bekas timbalan Perdana Menteri. Sungguh pun begitu, bila mereka memegang tampuk pemerintahan, mereka tidak dapat melaksanakan janji-janji tersebut. Jadi saya yakin dengan track record yang telah dibuat dibuat oleh GPS, kita yakin rakyat tahu, menilai dan melihat siapakah yang lebih layak untuk membawa Sarawak ke era yang lebih jauh lagi.
Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS new candidates are all eager to make a name in winning at their respective seats, equipped with strategies and machinery to win the people's heart.
I would say my strategy is already put in place ever since the last PRN. I've been always on the ground and with the people, assisting the people and resolving issues. For my area N11 Batu Lintang, there are a lot of issues, including floods, including many infrastructure that need to be upgraded, also look into repair or new construction. Those are the areas that we need to look into. It had been not given adequate attention.
Meanwhile, Lingga's candidate Dayang Norazah Awang Sohor is looking forward to contest as the sole new female candidate for GPS.
Saya lihat di kawasan DUN 283, rata-rata wanita-wanita mereka sangat-sangatlah bersemangat, masih mempunyai pengangan yang sangat tinggi kepada dan memberi kepercayaan kami sangat tinggi. Jadi saya rasa tindakan yang saya akan lakukan, pertama kali saya akan panggil mereka untuk tanya apa masalah yang mereka alami sekarang. So daripada yang saya tahu, rata-rata mereka semuanya berkaitan dengan kewangan. Mereka nak bantu keluarga tapi tak ada daya, tak ada cara. So itu yang saya dapat bantu untuk wanita di 263.
Norazah hopes to organize seminars and programs for women in the Lingga constituency so that they are able to pave their way out of poverty. Hailing from Sri Aman, the accounting graduate hopes she will be able to bring about changes in the education system to benefit those who does not have the opportunity to pursue their studies.
So, saya akan cuba untuk membawa pendekatan yang baru. Okay? Terutama dari segi pendidikan untuk golongan umur 21 ke atas, kerana kita semua tahu rata-rata mereka sekarang tidak dapat melanjutkan pelajaran lagi sebabkan kekangan kewangan. So itulah perkara pertama yang saya akan lakukan. Untuk golongan belia 29 ke 39, rata-rata mereka kehilangan pekerjaan. Itulah perkara yang kita harus lakukan dulu untuk bantu mereka macam mana untuk keluar daripada kencah kekurangan. Yang itu yang first, yang saya akan cari masalah dulu.
At the same time, the youngest candidate to be contesting in the state polls, Azizul Adnan, feels the pressure building up as he is expected to live up to his father's legacy. Even so, it will not distract him giving his best to be of service to the people in the Tanjung Datu constituency.
Pebula lah kata mun saya dah rasa tekanan sedikit, tetapi saya percaya dengan persediaan yang telah saya lakukan selama ini, bahawa penduduk di kawasan N3 Tanjung Datuk juga boleh memberi kepercayaan kepada saya untuk berhidup. Saya percaya dengan sumbangan yang telah diberikan daripada arwah ayahanda saya, kemudian dengan bonda saya. Saya percaya saya dapat meneruskan pembangunan di kawasan saya di N3 Tanjung Datuk jika dicalonkan semula. Saya sentiasa ingat akan pesan ayah saya, jika kita buat apa-apa sekalipun, kita buat dengan baik. You have to do it well and be humble all the time. Itulah yang diajarkan saya daripada ayah saya, dan sentiasa rapatlah dengan orang di akar umbi.
Azizul said he will be using all mediums available to campaign, including all social media platforms, as this will be an online-centric election.
On the same note, Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS have several focuses for their campaign as the election day draws nearer. It encompasses the party's awareness and reputation as a new party, development being undertaken, as well as critically concerning issues such as youths who are not able to own their own house.
Kita adalah untuk pertamanya memastikan pengundi-pengundi kita kenal dengan logo GPS yang baru pertama kali kita gunakan. Itu fokus kita ya. Yang kedua adalah untuk memastikan dan kita buat kempen betul-betul pastikan orang ramai turun mengundi dan mengundi GPS. Dan memang seperti biasa memang kita fokus untuk terus lepas kalau kita diberi mandat yang lebih besar, kita akan terus memfokuskan kepada isu-isu pembangunan kawasan, membangunkan infrastruktur kita tambah lagi, dan kita akan fokus juga untuk menangani isu-isu berkaitan perumahan untuk orang-orang muda kita, dan kita mahu orang muda kita B40, M40 mendapat akses perumahan yang baik yang mampu mereka miliki. Itu di antara agenda kita bila kita diberi mandat barulah selepas pilihan raya.
She added that voters are now mature and intelligent to evaluate what the GPS government has contributed to the development of the state, be it the rural or urban areas. On another note, Hasida described the opposition coalition party as a failure because they could not even unite to reach the same goal.
Itu mereka dah tak sepakat. Macam mana kita boleh menyokong mereka? Sepatutnya mereka satu gabung coalition kan, tapi itu pun mereka guna sendiri-sendiri. Jadi ini merupakan kita tak boleh haraplah dengan pembangkang yang macam ini ya. Saya yakin pengundi kita akan matang dan tahu melihat dan menilai ya macam mana rapuhnya pembangkang tu.
GPS Secretary General Dato' Sri Alexander Nantalinggi shares the same opinion, describing the coalition party as a party without direction.
Maknanya memang parti itu parti yang bukan Sarawak based lah. Jadi mungkin kepentingan mereka berlainan dari satu sama lain. Jadi bagi kita GPS, kesemua empat parti komponen dalam GPS, kita dalam satu nada, satu jiwa dan satu tekad kita untuk kita memperjuangkan Sarawak, kepentingan Sarawak atau Sarawak interest.
Meanwhile, individuals intending to contest in the 12th Sarawak state election are advised to check with the Sarawak State Election Office or the Office of the Returning Officers in their respective area on filling of nomination form before the nomination day. Nomination papers for the Sarawak state election can be submitted from 9 to 10 a.m. to the returning officer at the 82 Nomination Centre PPC on the nomination day itself, which is on December 6th. Additionally, the nomination papers may be submitted by the candidates, proposers and supporters. Election Commission EC Secretary Dato' Ikmalruddin Ishaq said this was to facilitate the nomination process, whereby they were also advised to pay the deposit early. Meanwhile, Ikmalruddin said only the candidates, their proposers and seconders would be allowed to enter the nomination centre on that day. And as for candidates representing political parties, they are reminded to bring along the letter of permission from the respective party they are representing and to submit it together with the nomination papers. Ikmalruddin also said gathering and procession by supporters of candidates were also not allowed on nomination day and advised them, as well as political parties, to always Health Ministry, Sarawak Disaster Management Committee SDMC and the local authorities to ensure smooth nomination process. Now, Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS candidate for Bukit Semuja, John Ilus, is geared to defend his seat from for the second term in the upcoming state polls on December 18. According to Ilus, preparations for the contest have been underway since last year.
Kita sebenarnya mengadakan program ataupun persediaan sejak tahun yang lepas, di mana kita mengadakan program aktiviti menjurus kepada pilihan raya. Jadi kita telah mengerahkan anggota-anggota kita khususnya di ranting, kampung, rumah panjang supaya kita bersedia untuk menghadapi apakah SOP yang akan digunakan pakai apabila election ataupun kempen kita dijalankan selepas hari penamaan calon nanti.
In addition, he said he would also include the participation of youths through activities such as convoy rides.
Inilah program yang kita buat sebagai satu landasan untuk menarik belia, dan kita juga telah selain daripada persatuan kita ni, kita ada satu persatuan lain juga yang melibatkan belia, di mana mereka juga melibatkan pasukan ataupun belia dalam program seperti menggunting rambut, mengadakan program seperti pertandingan.
Today, GPS Chairman Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg unveiled its lineup of 82 GPS candidates that will contest in the 12th state election. Ilus had won the N23 Bukit Semuja seat the first time it was contested in the 11th state election back in 2016. Now, the wait is almost over. As Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin stated, the standard operating procedure for the 12th Sarawak state election is almost ready. He said it is in the final stage of refining before being submitted to the Election Commission, EC.
Election SOP pilihan raya negeri Sarawak sudah hampir siap, dan Kementerian Kesihatan sedang memperhalusi 1-2 lagi perkara untuk kita kemukakan kepada SPR. Tetapi sudah pasti perkembangan terbaru ni mestilah diambil kira supaya SOP yang kita akan kemukakan kepada Suruhanjaya Pilihan Raya itu dilihat lebih ketat untuk kita pastikan bahawa tidak ada penularan yang berlaku sewaktu PRN nanti.
For records, the EC has set December 18 as polling day with December 6 as the day of candidates' nomination. Early voting is set to take place on December 14.
Jom bersama saya Khairul Nizam Nahar mengembara dan meneroka keindahan alam di bumi Kenyalak.
Mengambil masa 1 jam 30 minit, depend dengan kita on komputer.
Banyak jalan tu yang ada di kiri-kiri pasal baru tu di.
Setiap Isnin jam 10.30 malam hanya di saluran 122 Astro dan My TV. Jom ninjau.
Welcome back. Now for some COVID-19 update. A total of 106 COVID-19 infections were recorded in Sarawak today. According to the Sarawak Disaster Management Committee, SDMC, of the total cases recorded today, 104 cases were classified as Category 1 and 2, while only 2 cases were reported to be of Category 4 and 5.
Miri recorded the highest cases today with 34 cases, followed by Kuching 32 cases and Limbang with 10 cases. Other districts recorded below 10 cases. 1 death due to the virus was reported by SDMC today. At the same time, SDMC urged the public to always comply with the standard operating procedures SOPs and to always avoid crowded areas.
Over 22.7 million individuals, or 97% of the adult population in the country, have completed their COVID-19 vaccination as of yesterday. Based on the Health Ministry's COVID Now portal, 98.4% of the adult population, or 23,039,780 individuals, have received at least 1 dose of the vaccine. Meanwhile, 86.3% of adolescents aged between 12 and 17, or 2,716,048 individuals, have completed the vaccination, while 89.8%, or 2,826,761 individuals, have received at least 1 dose of the vaccine. On another note, the Ministry of Health MOH has issued a ban against travellers from 26 countries, which were identified as having reported the spread of the OMICRON variant from joining the Langkawi tourism bubble GPL. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said the countries are the United Kingdom, Portugal, Netherlands, Australia, Canada, South Korea, Hong Kong, Israel, Italy, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Nigeria, and Belgium. The others include Japan, Brazil, Norway, Czech Republic, France or Reunion Island, Austria, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Ghana, Republic of Ireland, United Arab Emirates, and the United States, California. Dr. Noor Hisham said some countries with high risk but did not report the Omicron variant of concern VOC cases are also not allowed to participate in the GPL. He said the countries involved are the European continent, which encompass the Russian Federation, Georgia, Poland, Ukraine, Romania, Slovakia, North Macedonia, Guernsey, Croatia. Other countries were French Guiana, United States, Philippines, Libya, and Jordan, Bangladesh, as well as Angola, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. At the same time, MOH have always conducted risk evaluations based on several set criteria to decide the level of risk of a country before it is allowed to join GPL. Meanwhile, Dr. Noor Hisham said 550 new cases of variants were reported from November 25 to December 2, bringing the cumulative number of cases infected by the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which were categorized as VOC and variant of interest VOI, to 4,692 cases. He said from the total, 4,672 were VOC, while 20 cases were VOI, and the overall total comprised 4,432 variant Delta VOC cases, 226 variant Beta cases, and 14 variant Alpha cases. For VOI cases, there were 13 variant Theta cases, 4 variant Kappa cases, and 3 variant ETA cases. Now, Malaysia has recorded its first COVID-19 Omicron variant case involving a South African student studying in Perak. The 19-year-old student arrived from South Africa via Singapore on November 19th, and she was tested upon entry at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport KLIA. She was diagnosed positive for the variant on December 2nd and has completed her 10-day home quarantine at a residence prepared by the university. Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin said the student has been fully vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine, was asymptomatic, and had fully complied with the home quarantine order. She had returned to South Africa to visit her family. Khairi further explained that her sample was taken by the Institute for Medical Research IMR on November 20 and that she had not made any trips during her quarantine period.
Institut Penyelidikan Perubatan IMR telah mengesahkan sampel ujian saringan tersebut positif dengan CT value 26.68 pada 20 November.
From this case alone, 8 individuals were marked as close contacts, including a bus driver and passengers, as well as her housemates, have undergone their quarantine order.
Ujian sampel pertama dan kedua ke atas semua kontak rapat disahkan negatif.
At the same time, Ministry of Health MOH is carrying out close contact tracing for passengers who boarded the same flight she was on when traveling to Malaysia, including the places she had been in as well. Khairi urged the people to not panic and to continue to adhere with the stipulated standard operating procedures SOPs. On to the next highlight. The air and land vaccinated travel lane VTL between Singapore and Malaysia goes on despite the country recording its first case of positive COVID-19 Omicron variant of concern VOC. However, all travelers who arrived in Malaysia via air and land VTL are required to conduct COVID-19 self-tests on the 3rd and 7th day after arrival.
Minister of Health MOH Khairi Jamaluddin said he had contacted his Singaporean counterpart, Ong Yi Kung, following the detection of the Omicron variant case.
VTL Singapura diteruskan buat masa ini dengan penambahan ujian kendiri pada hari ketiga dan hari ketujuh bagi mereka yang menggunakan VTL yang datang daripada Singapura.
Under the VTL, fully vaccinated travelers can travel between Singapore and Malaysia but are subject to COVID-19 tests in lieu of serving quarantine or a stay-home notice.
Now on to some sports update. The 22-year-old Sarawakian Tokyo Paralympics champion Bonnie Bunyau Gustin produced yet another outstanding effort to retain his status as world champion at the 2021 World Para Powerlifting Championships at Tbilisi, Georgia last night. Bonnie clearly dominated the men's 72 kilogram category right from the beginning after successfully lifting 200 kilograms in the first attempt before securing the world crown with a 210 kilogram lift in the biennial tournament. Though the lift was lighter than his world record of 230 kilograms set at the 2021 World Cup in June, Bonnie Bunyau still can be proud to have surpassed his world championship mark after winning the 2019 title with a 207 kilogram lift in the 65 kilogram category. Bonnie Bunyau clinched the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics gold with a record-breaking feat of 228 kilograms lift in August of this year.
Bonnie Gustin has done it all in this sport.
Saksikan Kenali Dun Sarawak setiap Jumaat 5.30 petang hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV. #Sarawak Decides.
Hello there and welcome back. Now moving on to some global update. A man brandishing a shotgun surrendered himself to the police after a 2.5-hour standoff outside the United Nations headquarters on Thursday. Law enforcement sources said the man showed up outside the UN building at about 11:15 a.m. holding a shotgun under his chin. During much of the standoff, the yet-to-be-identified individual paced back and forth near the entrance while holding a shotgun.
I'm going to identify the individual at this time, but I will say that he does not have a criminal record or criminal history, neither here in New York nor elsewhere around the country. I will say that he is originally from Florida. Florida. And in tracing his route to the UN, investigators determined he walked from a hotel on 44th Street, which he checked into yesterday. Detectives also learned there was a pickup truck connected to the individual parked outside the hotel. I want to assure everyone that the bomb squad has swept the hotel, has swept his hotel room and the truck. And there are no outstanding threats connected to any of those items at this time. The investigation remains active and ongoing by the detectives, and charges are still pending.
Police closed off nearby streets as a result of the situation, which prompted a massive police response. Dozens of police vehicles and ambulances and heavily armed policemen were seen at the scene. According to a UN spokesperson, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres was brought to a safe location during the lockdown. Just after 1 p.m., the gunmen produced a pile of documents and apparently demanded that they be delivered to the UN. The content of the documents is not yet known. At approximately 1:40 p.m., police retrieved the documents and handed them over to headquarters personnel.
It was the Millennium Hotel, and we can, Harry, maybe talk a little bit about some of the issues. I think why here at the UN, I think it was an opportunity for him to get the attention he needed, and it worked. Okay. The paperwork there were a number of documents. They didn't have any specific meaning that was related to anything related to terrorism, but they were medical papers and some other documents.
The man was then handcuffed and escorted into an ambulance. At 1:55 p.m., the UN said that the police activity had been resolved and all UN headquarters occupants were advised to resume their normal functions. No UN staff or associates were in danger. Now, giving up does not always mean that you're weak. Sometimes you're just strong enough to let it go. I'm Muhammad Yusuf. Take care.